Alright, you lot, gather round, cause today we're diving face first into a steaming pile of gaming drama. And this one's got Ubisoft's fingerprints all over it. Our mate, Ages444, dropped a comment so bloody good, I had to stop what I was doing and make this video. We're talking about XDefiant, so-called cod killer that got dragged out back and shot like old Yeller. Why did it die? Who's to blame? And why hell can't modern gamers just sit down, shut up and enjoy the game without crying for content every 5 minutes? If you've ever wondered why FPS genre feels like it's on life support, stick around. This is going to be a proper rant. But before we crack on, don't forget to like, subscribe and all that bollocks. It helps the channel grow. And more importantly, it helps pay for my crippling caffeine addiction. Right, so let's roll this back to the beginning. XDefiant. Ubisoft's attempt at giving us proper no-frills arena shooter. You know, fast gunplay, simple maps, no battle royale bollocks, and none of that EOMM matchmaking witchcraft screwing with your lobbies. It were pitched as a love letter to old school COD, kind of game people like me played before Activision shoved battle passes down our throats and turned everything into sodding live service treadmill. Now on paper that sounds great. Hype train left station, people were calling it COD Killer, mistake number one, and every sweaty content creator started dry humping game like it was second coming of Captain Price. And then delays started. Betas were a bit ropey. And Ubisoft did what Ubisoft always does. They Ubisofted it. By the time game finally launched, mood had shifted faster than a politician caught on a hot mic. Here's where the real problem starts. Instead of giving game even a sliver of breathing room, community turned on it faster than a Twitch streamer banned for reasons. Day one complaint. We hate content, we hate rank mode. Why does HitReg feel like it's running on a server made out of Lego? And instead of playing game, learning its quirks, giving feedback like adults, and actually enjoying something new, same people who begged for a COD alternative absolutely dogpiled it into an early grave. This is cycle, innit? We see it every time. Battlefield 2042, Halo Infinite, now XDefiant. Game it perfect on launch day? Shocker. Suddenly it's a dead game meme before it's even had time to wipe its ass. This is where we have to talk about gamer entitlement and why this community is its own worst enemy. Because let's not sugarcoat this. XDefiant's corpse isn't even cold yet, but cause of death is already written in Sharpie. Corporate incompetence meets gamer entitlement. Perfect storm of bullshit. First, Ubisoft. Company so creatively bankrupt they could make a Fallout Yellow Brick Road simulator feel like an open world collectathon. XDefiant were mismanaged from jump. Corporate knobheads got impatient and pushed it out before it were ready, forcing playtests and getting players hyped, but not letting devs cook. But Ubisoft's incompetence is only half its story. Other half is you lot, modern gamers. Or as I like to call you, perpetually disappointed entitlement society. You scream for something new, but second it arrives and it don't cure cancer on day one, you set place on fire. It's not enough to be fun, it has to be perfect. And not just perfect, free to play perfect. Constantly updated with drip-fed content every Tuesday like some crack dealer handing out dailies. You twats couldn't even give XDefiant a week before declaring it dead. It detection's off. Yeah, no shit, it's launch day, you impatient tossers. It's roadmap. Maybe play actual game before demanding a 3-year plan. Not enough skins. Who gives a flying fuck? If you need cosmetics to enjoy a shooter, you're not a player. You're a walking wallet with fingers. And here's absolute kicker. XDefiant were exactly what people have been begging for. No SBMM choking fun out. No battle royale shoved down the throat. No 800 attachments to turn your gun into a Nerf blaster. Just maps, modes, guns. Get stuck in. And still it wasn't enough. You lot say you want old school gaming, but your actions scream modern day whinge fest. So Ubisoft bungled launch, sure. But second half at Noose, players who spent more time tweeting dead game than actually playing sodding thing. It were a COD killer? Nah, it were a community suicide. But let's stop pretending this is just about XDefiant. This is about entire FPS community and fact that it's turned into a bottomless pit of impatience, entitlement and goldfish tier attention spans. Look at how we used to play shooters. You buy a game and that were it. No roadmap, no battle pass, no 24/7 dev updates spoon feeding you next 18 months of content like some bloody calendar waving babysitter. You played game cause it was fun and got good at it cause you wanted to win. And if you wanted new content, tough shit. You waited for an expansion pack or you found better ways to play the same maps. And guess what? We loved it. Now, gamers treat every release like a goddamn hostage negotiation. Where's new map? Mate, it's been out 3 days. Where's ranked mode? Maybe master basics first, you sweaty twat. Why ain't there a crossover with my favourite anime? Cause it's a fucking shooter, not a bloody cosplay convention. Whole scene's broken. Games aren't allowed to just exist anymore. They have to justify themselves every second. Or mob moves on, chasing next shiny thing like a Labrador with ADHD. It's not enough to be good. You have to be a live service circus act with new tricks every week to keep clowns entertained. And you know who loves this mess? Publishers. They've trained you like Pavlov's dogs. You're so addicted to constant content, you'll buy half-baked garbage just cause it promises to update itself into a proper game someday. That's how we ended up with Battlefield 2042, Halo Infinite's slow-motion car crash, and now Black Ops 6 being the most boring god launch in history. Because instead of finishing games before launch, devs just kick them out door and say, "Don't worry, we'll fix it live." And you lot let them. So when I say XDefiant didn't stand a chance, this is what I mean. It dropped into a community that's been trained to expect world, day one, for free. And if they don't get it, they throw gaming to meat grinder before it can even stand up straight. And then those same pricks turn around and cry, "Why don't shooters same now?" Cause you killed ones that dared to be different. This isn't just XDefiant's story, it's death at entire FPS genre, one whiny tantrum at a time. Black Ops 6. This was supposed to be a messiah game, one to safeguard after Modern Warfare 2 face planted so hard you could feel seismic tremor. Hype were biblical, belief were almost religious. And now, Black Ops 6 is one of the worst performing COD in franchise history. Not my opinion, numbers say so. And why? Because FPS community is eating itself alive. They wanted nostalgia, but they also wanted every modern feature under the sun. They wanted old school gameplay, but also ranked day one, 100 guns, and weekly content updates. They wanted a game that's fun, but also perfectly balanced competitive esports sandbox. Pick one, you greedy sods. Black Ops 6 could never win, because community itself don't know what hell it even wants anymore. Every loudmouth on Reddit or Twitter thinks they're a game designer, but when you ask them what they actually want, they just screech, "Not this," like a toddler refusing the dinner. And here's where XDefiant ties into all this. It were meant to be anti-COD, a back-to-basics arena shooter we out bloat. But even when it didn't immediately outperform a 20-year franchise, people pissed all over it like it were a war crime. Then they slinked back to COD, very thing they said they were sick of. And now they're shocked that Black Ops 6 is just another reheated corpse at same tide formula. It's reality, lads. FPS community deserves exactly what it's getting. You killed innovation by demanding perfection. You turned devs into content vending machines instead of actual game designers. And now, you're stuck in this infinite loop of buy, complain, abandon, repeat. Black Ops 6 were never gonna beat Saviour, because this genre can't be saved until players themselves grow fuck up. You want fun shooters back? Stop treating games like a bloody subscription service and start enjoying them for what they are, not what some influencer promised they'd become. Because right now, you're not players, you're consumers with commitment issues, and only thing you've truly mastered is digging genre's grave and pissing in it. That's our truth. XDefiant didn't fail because it were bad, it failed because everyone involved is a twat. Ubisoft handled it like they were blindfolded, drunk and steering with their knees. And community? Well, you lot treated it like a Tinder date you'd already decided to ghost before food even arrived. And until you lot quit being naive little wank stains, every new FPS is doomed before first bullet's even fired. And Black Ops 6? That's just proof of concept. Even almighty Treyarch couldn't save this rotting corpse of a franchise, because you can't save some players already killed. But hey, if you're still here after all that and you want to keep conversation going, get your ass into Discord where we talk all gaming bollocks uncensored. Follow me on X if you want daily doses of grumpy Yorkshire wisdom. And if you really want to support channel, consider joining channel membership. Links for all that good stuff are down in the description. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and leave your comments and questions below. It might just feature them on channel. I'll see you next time, you magnificent